So in this video, we are going to talk about the secret to overcoming challenges, because there is a secret and it comes in two parts, and we're going to talk about both of those parts in this video. Now, if you're a regular here and if you're new here as well, then throughout this video, I've got something pretty cool for you. So make sure to watch it the whole way through. And if you do enjoy it, make sure to subscribe, which you'll see down the bottom of this video as well. Now, secret to overcoming challenges. The first part that we need to get crystal clear about is how we're actually seeing challenges in the first place. Because if we're seeing a challenge, like things that crop up in our business or in our lives that hold us back, if we're seeing it as an inconvenience, as a frustration, as the reasons that we can't, as something to fear, something that we don't want to crop up along our journey, then naturally when challenges do crop up, we're not going to want to face them. Okay, they're going to be a frustration, they're going to be an inconvenience, and that's going to mean we're coming into facing that challenge with a specific energy. And the fact of the matter is that the challenges that we experience, they are the exact things that we need to achieve our goals. And I'll explain why that is. Now, if you think about some of the things that you're most proud of about yourself, you know, some of the traits that you value most in yourself that make you who you are, that have allowed you to achieve everything that you have achieved so far in life. Now, if you picture those traits, the things that make you who you are, that you're most proud of, did they come from the easy times when you were just coasting, or did they come from when you had to dig deep, when you had to really push yourself beyond your limits? And you can guarantee that every single time, the stuff that we're most proud of in ourselves, that has made us who we are, that has come from the difficult times. It's come from the challenges. And the thing about challenges is that we will only experience challenges in our lives that are in line with the goals that we're trying to achieve. So, for example, most of us, we're not going to experience a challenge that requires us to make a $300 million decision in our business, or we're not going to experience a challenge that directly impacts the lives of 60 million people depending on the choice that we make with this challenge or whatever it is. We're not going to experience challenges to that level because we're not stepping in to a role that is in line with those challenges necessarily. Some of us might be, but most of us will not. So the only way that we would experience a challenge is if we're trying to move forwards outside of our comfort zone to somewhere. And when we are in the process of moving out of our comfort zone to something, to a reality that we're trying to create, that's when the challenges will appear directly in line with the growth that we're trying to achieve. And the reason that we experience a challenge is because we have something to learn, we have skills to develop, there's something that we need to master in order to move into where we want to get to. So if you think of it like a toddler learning to walk, when a toddler starts experiencing the challenge of falling over again and again and struggling to walk, the only reason that they begin to experience that challenge in the first place is because they start trying to walk. They decide, they set an intention. The intention is, I want to walk now. I want to walk. Like maybe they're trying to reach a magazine on the shelf in the living room or something like that. But the point is, the moment that they start experiencing the challenge of falling over, the reason that they're experiencing that challenge is because they start trying to walk. They set an intention that's outside of their comfort zone, outside of their skill set. And the challenge of falling over is there to teach them and to allow them to start to refine the skill of walking. And it's the challenge that allows them to refine the skill, and it's the skill that's going to allow them to achieve the goal. So the challenge is the exact thing that they need in order to move closer to their goal. Without the challenge, they would not be able to achieve the goal, because it's the challenge that refines the skill. And so we've got to realize that if we're experiencing a challenge right now, that's a gift. That's a sign that you're on the right track. That challenge is the exact thing that is going to move you towards your goal. And so if we can realize this and we can start challenge crops up and we can start going, yes, like I'm grateful that this challenge is happening. This is a sign that I'm on the right track. And if we can also realize that the more difficult this challenge is, the more frustrating it is, the harder it feels to get through, the more growth we're going to experience. And therefore, the closer we're going to get to our goals. And if we can approach any challenge with that mindset, that genuine gratitude of yes, make it harder. The harder it is, the more it's going to move me forwards. I want this to be difficult. If that's your mindset going into this, because you understand the connection between the challenge and your goal, that is going to serve you massively in actually overcoming this challenge from a positive headspace, instead of from a headspace of frustration and fear and reluctance and hesitation and doubt and all these kind of things that we might typically approach a challenge with. So that's number one. Approach it with the right mindset and realize that the challenge is exactly what you need to move you closer to your goal. And then number two is the more technical, tactical aspect of how to actually go about it. Okay, so first part of part one of step two, is to look at what is the specific outcome that you're looking to create in line with this challenge. So let's say, for example, let's say the challenge that you're experiencing is you've just started an online business and you're looking to build a website, right? But you don't know how to use WordPress yet, and it's frustrating you and you're pulling your hair out, it's driving you crazy. But then you realize that the challenge is what you need to achieve your goal that you're trying to achieve, which is build an online business. You go, okay, calm down, I'm going to be grateful for this challenge. Then you decide, what's the outcome that I'm looking to achieve in regards to this challenge? And the outcome I'm looking to achieve is I want to build a website. Right? I want to get my website up and running. So you go, right, we've set an outcome. Then part two of step two is to figure out the environment that we're working within. Right? Figure out the puzzle pieces that are forming our current reality. So for example, you might realize that you're trying to build a website, you don't have the skill yet of using WordPress. So you need to learn the skill of building WordPress. You also realize that you have a certain amount of time that you can commit to this each day. So you've got your time constraints. You also realize that maybe you could find yourself a couple of mentors, or you have a couple of people that you know who have already built websites. You've got a couple of potential mentors. You also realize that there's training that you could find online. You could go WordPress, you could go Google or YouTube. You could go to, online training courses like Udemy. There might be business communities that you're involved in that have online training as well that are going to help you. So you start looking at what are the puzzle pieces, what are the potential resources, and the things that are non-negotiables that you might need to navigate around. What is the playing field that you're in at the moment? And the key with this, the trick or the key, or however you want to look at it, is we have to look at it as it is, not worse than it is. It's very tempting to go into this oh poor me mindset where we're like, oh no, I'm never gonna do it, it's impossible, it's gonna be so hard, it's gonna take me so long, I don't have the money, and blah blah blah, right? It's very easy to slip into that mindset. But we have to look at things, look at the playing field that we're in, and look at each component as it is, not worse than it is. It's very important. And when you get specific, right, you've got to get specific to exactly what it is that you're dealing with and take your own emotions out of the equation. So let's say think of a good example. Let's say you have a financial challenge. There's something that you want to achieve, but you can't afford it. You don't have the money. Now, it's common to say, okay, well, I can't afford it, and just dismiss that blanket statement as truth. But the statement of I can't afford it in any situation is never true. And the reason that we know this is because when you look at it from a fixed mindset of I can't afford it because I don't have the money, that statement would be true. But if you look at it from a growth mindset of how can I afford it, what can I do to afford it, everyone has the potential to grow into the means to be able to afford it. And so when you look at these situations from a growth mindset and you get specific, you can say to yourself, or you ask yourself things like, well, based on my current playing field that I'm in, how can I afford it? And you can start looking at what things you could do to save money each month. You know, how could you raise capital and then pay back that capital through finance? What will be the monthly payment? How could you afford that monthly payment? What could you do to increase your income? Could you drive for Uber? Could you do some consulting work on the side? Like, look at the environment that you're in, look at what you have at your disposal, but always look at it from the perspective of how can I, despite, not from the perspective of I can't because. I can't because is fixed mindset. How can I, despite, is growth mindset. Okay, so when we're looking at our playing field, look at it from growth mindset. Get specific about the environment that you're in. And when you've done that, so you know where you're, so again, just to rewind, step 2, this is where we're at the moment in regards to overcoming challenges, is look at where you're trying to get to and get specific about the environment that you're in. And you do this by asking the question of how can I despite? And once you're clear about where you're going, once you're clear about the environment that you're operating within at the moment, the final part of step 2, part 3, is to then ask yourself, what can I do right now that is going to move me closer to my challenge? And when you do this, you ask, what's the one thing that I can do right now that's going to move me closer to my challenge, or move me closer to overcoming my challenge, then you just do that one thing, whatever it is. There's going to be excuses, there's going to be reasons why we can't, there's going to be all this stuff that's going to come up. But if you want to get into this space where you're really good at overcoming challenges, you just build the habit of just doing it. So if you come across Mel Robbins before, for example, with her 5-second rule, then just count yourself in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang, go. And just do the one thing. So the key is to just summarize the entire process. First of all, we have to be looking at the challenge in the first place through the right lens, that this is the opportunity that we need. This is exactly what we need to grow, right? We can be grateful for the challenges that come up, and the more difficult they are, the more growth that we're going to experience and the closer it's going to bring us to our goals. That's awesome. And once you've done that, then you go through this 3-part process, which is understand exactly what you're trying to achieve in relation to this challenge. You look at your current playing field that you're in at the moment, but you look at it through the lens of how can I, not from I can't because. And then finally, you ask yourself, what's the one thing that I can do today that's going to move me closest to my goals, or help me overcome this challenge? And then you just count yourself in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, just do this thing. No matter what fears come up, no matter what excuses come up, no matter what reasons to put it off come up, there'll be all the reasons in the world not to do it. But don't listen to that stuff. You just do it. You just take action. Do all of that, and you watch how, first of all, the challenges that you experience are going to drive you towards your goals, and second of all, you watch how quickly you start to overcome those challenges and actually step into this new future that you're creating. It's awesome. So I mentioned that if you're a regular here, I was going to start doing something to really help support you and drive you forward on your journey. That's the intention. And the way that that's going to look is I'm going to pick each week a question that is asked in the comments below this video. I'm going to pick a good question, and I'm going to do a video to directly answer that question with a view to simply helping you move forwards in your business and in your life, however that looks for you. All right, so if there is something that you would love some perspective on, love some guidance on, love some advice on, preferably to do with mindset or online business or the kind of stuff that I talk about anyway here, then comment below with your question and I will pick one, and then I'll answer it next week on one of next week's 3 video content pieces. Now, for your question to be picked, there's one requirement, and that requirement is that you're subscribed to this channel. Okay, reason being is because if you're not subscribed, then you're not going to see the answer anyway, so it's not really going to be beneficial for you. So make sure that if you do have a question, comment below with your question, hit subscribe, and then hit the little notification bell that is beside the subscribe button on YouTube now, and that'll make sure that when I do answer your question, you're going to actually get a notification that that question has been answered. Okay, so down the bottom of this video now, post your comment below, click subscribe, which you'll see on the screen right here, and then make sure to click the notification bell to actually receive notifications for future videos. Thanks for watching, really hope this has helped, and I will speak to you in the next video. Bye for now.